Aliens exist and President Trump knows about it. That's according to Israel's former space security chief.
Well, I believe this statement by the Israeli space secretary is the truth.
Many religious traditions revere Jerusalem, notably the Abrahamic religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, which see it as a holy city. Some of the most sacred sites for each of these religions can be located in Jerusalem, including the Temple Mount, which is shared by all three. According to the New Testament, Jesus was transported to Jerusalem as a child, and visitors to the ancient city have said they felt a connection ever since. However, one thing the Holy City is not known for is unidentified flying objects. It's strange to assume that the two are connected, but every year visitors and residents of Jerusalem report witnessing strange flying objects. A former Israeli space security chief has raised eyebrows by claiming that humans have communicated with extraterrestrials from a galactic federation. Eshed, a distinguished academic and former general, states that the aliens were equally inquisitive about mankind and wanted to understand the fabric of the universe. What is going on in the sacred city? Are aliens coming to Jerusalem? Stay with us until the end to learn about the weird events taking place in the city. The biblical prophet EZEKIEL is said to have seen fiery wheels in the sky. He regarded them as being divine. Now a video is making the rounds on the internet that shows another celestial body over Israel that may or may not be of this world. In 2011, a resident of Jerusalem is out for a walk when he notices a bright light hovering over the old city. He starts recording, and his camera manages to catch something quite strange on tape. The sky above the old city is filled with a brilliant orb of light. It is strange on its own, but then it descends to a point where it is just above the buildings, lingers there for a moment, and then amazingly shoots straight up in what seems to be the blink of an eye. The orb of light appears to be barely over the roof. The witnesses are taken aback by the sudden appearance of a brilliant flash. In a fraction of a second, it shoots up into the air and disappears from view. This isn't happening just anywhere. The orb, or whatever it is located atop the Dome of the Rock, also known as the Temple Mount, which is considered to be one of the holiest places on earth. It is believed that the Prophet Muhammad ascended to heaven from within the Dome of the Rock, making it one of the holiest locations for followers of Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. In addition, this is the location where Abraham was going to offer up his son Isaac as a sacrifice to God. It is also where Solomon is claimed to have built the first temple, and it is where Jesus threw out the moneylenders of the second temple centuries after it was destroyed. Is it possible that we are witnessing a miracle in our modern era? There are a lot of accounts of people seeing lights in the sky when they are in the midst of a very spiritual experience. They say because we're at a holy site, maybe something holy is happening. However, the idea of a UFO connection to the Holy Land was resurrected after a stunning revelation was made by an Israeli space specialist. This assertion sent eyes turning upward into the heavens. The former head of Israel's space security, Chaim Eshed, has stated publicly that they have evidence that extraterrestrial beings are visiting Earth. You literally had the highest-ranking official of Israel's space program coming out publicly stating that there was a galactic federation of alien races, one analyst remarked. Eshed, who was at the time marketing a book, has never disclosed his sources. However, he is not the only person who has faith in this federation. According to some accounts, the federation was established millions of years ago and has since grown to include hundreds of thousands of members. The director of the Cydonia Institute, George Haas, was quoted as saying, "Well, I believe this statement from the Israeli Space Secretary is the truth. This entire concept of a galactic federation can be traced back to the Eisenhower administration in 1950 when it was first conceived. There were many accounts circulating that he had contact with an extraterrestrial." According to Chaim Eshed, as part of the agreement, we are enabling aliens to conduct research on Earth and have created a shared underground base on Mars. There is an agreement between the US government and the aliens. They signed a contract with us to do experiments here, he said. Eshed went on to say that former US President Donald Trump was aware of the presence of extraterrestrials and was on the verge of revealing information but was urged not to in order to avoid mass hysteria. According to a NASA official, One of the agency's main aims is to seek for extraterrestrial life, although it has yet to find any. Although we have yet to find signs of extraterrestrial life, NASA is exploring the solar system and beyond to help us answer fundamental questions, including whether we are alone in the universe, said a NASA spokesperson in a statement. Eshad, who oversaw the launch of multiple Israeli satellites into space, said he was only coming out now because attitudes were shifting and people appeared more open to it. If I had come up with what I'm saying today 5 years ago, I would have been hospitalized, he told reporters. Today, they're already talking differently. I have nothing to lose. I've received my degrees and awards. I am respected in universities abroad. So, is the object a UFO, a known craft, or some video superstitious nonsense? First and foremost, could this be Israel's Iron Dome missile defense system? Over 2,000 rockets have been intercepted and destroyed thanks to this system. The problem with that is, it shoots up. It doesn't come down like this does. Second, the thing ends up by hovering. That is not something the defense system does. That seems to narrow it down to one possibility, a UFO. In the case that the footage is genuine, it would indicate that Jerusalem is the site of some really peculiar events. According to one expert, this tape was passed through at least one software program which removed much of the metadata. He used macro block visualization after more investigation. This simply means that the software extracted that information and that the gradient values were not recorded in the original recording. As a result, this recording should not be considered real. However, this does not rule out the possibility of a galactic federation. According to Haim Eshad, the extraterrestrial beings will eventually reveal themselves to the rest of the world. Eshad's remarks sparked an outpouring of comments and speculations online. At least half a dozen Twitter accounts have been set up claiming to be representatives of the Galactic Federation on Earth. Other users have requested privileged treatment and meetings with the extraterrestrial group. Eshad's words were hailed as extraordinary by Nick Pope, who used to study UFOs for the British Ministry of Defence. Either this is a practical joke or a publicity stunt to help sell his book, perhaps with something lost in translation or someone in the know is breaking ranks, he explained. Pope stated that the UFO and conspiracy theory communities were ecstatic, but that concerns remained, including whether Eshad was speaking from direct personal knowledge and experience or if he was simply repeating what he had been told. Due to the fact that the majority of these objects do not make it to the mainstream media, online communities are among the most effective areas to look for them. The majority of these shots are never looked at, and there are a lot of people who have never seen them. One such image, which was circulated in an online community, depicts a strange-looking UFO above Jerusalem. The individual who uploaded the picture provided an explanation, saying that they were viewing a live cam of the region at the time, and that they saw what appeared to be a massive object floating near the cloud line. He wrote, "I would say that it was present for perhaps 20 seconds until it disappeared quite suddenly." Because of recent reports of unusual-looking objects above and around Jerusalem, some believe this location is a hotspot, with some residents stating that they frequently witness fast-moving objects in the sky that appear to vanish, enormous orbs that can be seen pulsating different colors, and large ships that can fly at extremely rapid speeds or entirely silently. It is for this reason that some amateur researchers believe this location earns the moniker hotspot, and that reports tend to increase year after year. However, like with the majority of locations that record this type of activity, getting it on camera is notoriously difficult, especially if it is high in the sky or traveling at high speeds. Smartphone cameras aren't designed to take pictures of small objects in the sky, and when people attempt, the results are frequently blurry. This has been tested numerous times, and even video filming a plane in the sky is exceedingly tough. These lengthy cigar-shaped objects, along with the disc-shaped crafts, are among the most commonly observed. Eyewitnesses who encounter them frequently describe them as massive, black or grey in appearance, stealthy, and capable of travelling at ridiculous speeds. Because no one has come forward to take credit for these sightings, the challenge for many aspiring researchers is trying to figure out what these objects are. What do you think is going on in Jerusalem? Are these sightings real? Let us know in the comments down below.